Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Bulldosser, and today we're diving into a full Enhancement Shaman PvP guide for patch 11.1.5, focused on the Stormbringer playstyle. Whether you're pushing 2k plus rating or just getting into PvP, this guide will cover your bias gear, stat priorities, burst combos, and general rotation to help you dominate the war within. Let's kick things off with the best in slot gear for 11.15. Basically, above all, you'll want the PvP tier set. In the current meta, the 4-piece bonus damage on Crash Lightning is up to 60%, and this effect stacks up to 10 times. Additionally, Crash Lightning deals 75% more damage to your main target. I recommend to get the head, the shoulder, the hands, and the legs pieces, as the chest piece has crit and haste stats, which are quite bad for enhancement at the moment. For the chest piece, you can get either the gladiator chest or just craft the Algari male chest piece. For your weapons, just get 2 pieces of prized gladiator detonator fist weapon and enchant them both with Authority of Radiant Power, which has a chance to strike your target for a huge amount of damage and temporarily increase your primary stat by 1,560. Regarding your back, your wrist, your waist, and your feet slots, you can just purchase prized Warmonger gear from the War Mode Quartermaster in Dornegal with bloody tokens. For your trinkets, you need to get the prized Gladiator Medallion and the prized Gladiator Insignia of Alacrity with Conquest. And lastly, for your neck and ring slots, I usually make crafted gear for best stats and add embellishments on both rings. In this case, I made the Algari Competitor Amulet with Versatility Mastery for my neck slot, and the Algari Competitor Signet with Versatility Mastery on both rings, and added the Elemental Focusing Lens embellishment on both. Now, let's talk about the stats priority for Enhancement Shaman. Your general best stat is Agility. Beside this, the next best stat at the moment is Mastery, which increases your chance to proc Stormbringer and Windfury weapon, and increases all your fire, frost, and nature damage. The next best stat is Versatility, which increases your damage dealt and reduces the damage taken. The following stat will be Haste, which helps with uptime and smoother gameplay, but for enhancement, and especially for the Stormbringer spec, is kind of useless, since you never cast anything and all your spells are basically instant procs. The last and the worst stat for enhancement is Critical Strike, which can add some minor burst potential, but you rather take Mastery and Versatility, which pair great with your 4-set bonus damage buff. Just focus on getting 20 to 21% versatility and try to stack Mastery as much as possible. In my case, I have 65% Mastery in combat and 55% outside of combat. Now, let's talk about the burst and the general PvP rotation when it comes to Enhancement Shaman in 11.15. Before diving into the actual rotation, the talent build is quite general on the Shaman left side. I am not using the elemental path, and instead I have chosen the self-survivability and mobility talents as it's more handy in battleground, and you are a bit more tankier. You can opt here to replace the Totemic Surge and Seasoned Winds, and go for Nature Swiftness, which makes your next nature damaging or healing spell instant with no cast time and no mana, and has 1 min cooldown. On the right side on Enhancement Tree, I have not taken the Primordial Wave and Primordial Storm, as Lightning Bolt hits way more harder now, and instead I am using the Static Accumulation and Thorim Invocation. The full build is linked in the description, so you can just import the string and boom, you're all set to PvP. Okay, now let's talk about the actual burst rotation for Stormbringer build, as this is where enhancement shines. You basically pop Heroism, which increases your haste by 30% for 40 seconds, followed by Feral Spirit, which is your Spirit Wolves, and increases your physical damage by 15% for 15 seconds, followed by Doom Winds, which deals ticking damage to nearby enemies every second for 8 seconds, and increases the chance to proc Wind Fury weapon by 200%. And lastly, you pop your Ascendance, which is your one-shot button, and for 15 seconds your Storm Strike becomes a range wind strike bypassing armor, has 30 yards range, and also reduces your Storm Strike cooldown by 60%. During Ascendance, you generate 2 Maelstrom every second. You basically need to spend Maelstrom as much as possible, as at 40 Maelstrom stacks spent, your Lightning Bolt is replaced by Tempest, which is your biggest damage-dealing spell, sometimes critting for 2 to 3 million instant cast. So, during your Ascendance burst window, you prioritize spamming your Wind Strike to get 8 to 10 Maelstrom, then use Lightning Bolt to spend your Maelstrom and get more Tempest procs. At every 5 Maelstrom stack, your Lightning Bolt is instant cast. Great. Now let's cover the general PvP rotation and some pro tips to be used in PvP. First thing first, always check your personal buffs, as Enhancement has lots of buffs and you need to make sure to apply them all. I'm talking about the Lightning Shield, Sky Fury, Earth Shield, and also your Wind Fury and Flame Tongue weapons. Next, make sure to apply your Flame Shock on your target before charging in. Then you can use your charge called Feral Lunge. Then you'll want to use your Doom Winds if available, followed by Crash Lightning to increase the damage of your next Storm Strike by 25%, up to 6 stacks. Then you will spam Storm Strike and use Ice Strike when it procs, and only use Frost Shock when you have a Hailstorm proc, which increases the damage of Frost Shock by 15%. Make sure to drop your 8 to 10 Maelstrom stacks with Lightning Bolt or Chain Lightning to spend 40 stacks to get the Tempest proc. Tempest is your priority spell when it's available, and once you get 5+ stacks of Maelstrom, the Tempest becomes instant cast. As for the survivability, Shaman has lots of defensives and CCs in his pocket. You can use your Grounding Totem to redirect spells. You can use your Capacitor Totem to stun the target for 3 seconds. You can use your Tremor Totem to remove fear, or even your Healing Totem to heal for a small amount in PvP. You also have your Earth Shield, which does healing every time you are damaged. You have the Stone Bulwark Totem, which gives an Absorb Shield for 30 seconds. And lastly, you have the Damage Reduction Astral Shift, which gives 60% less damage for 12 seconds. Beside all these awesome tools, you also have a Hex, Polymorph the Target for CC, and also your Lightning Lasso, 5-second stun. And lastly, you also have a knockback spell Thunderstorm to blast the enemies away from you, and this also works while being stunned. Regarding your healing, just watch for Maelstrom weapon stacks to keep your healing efficient. Every 5 Maelstrom spent with Lightning Bolt or Chain Lightning makes your Healing Surge spell instant cast. That's it for today, guys. If this helped you out, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more WoW PvP content, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss the next big meta update. Until next time, keep smashing.